What's good, tribe? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This video is late, okay? It is a full week late, and I apologize. This is going to be my review for Gstatus ATL Hustle Season 1, Episode 7. First of all, how the fuck we still on Episode 7? I could have sworn this season's going. I got a lot to say about... Okay, let me just start all over again. The season's too long. The season's too long. I know in the beginning you guys were doing every 2 weeks, for whatever your reasons were for doing it every 2 weeks, and then you started doing it once a week, but then you had like the 2 weeks of blooper reels. The season's too long. But with that being said, let's jump into this episode. Oh, sorry, my phone is on. Sorry, y'all. Let's jump into this episode. So this episode, it picks up where we left off with the pillow talk in Safar's bedroom, and they're still arguing. First of all, let me say this. I have a problem with, for the exception of Corday and Milan, everybody else who was at that karaoke situation, I got a problem with all of y'all who sitting there and let those two argue for damn near an hour. I don't know how long they were arguing, but on the video they were arguing damn near an hour, and nobody else said anything. Tramel, I'm disappointed in you. Although you admitted that you were trying to be messy, but I'm a little disappointed in you. I feel like you were biased towards Corday, and that's fine. Corday's your boy, and that's cool. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have your boys back and so forth and so on. But Corday, for as much as you were irritating my soul, the one thing I will say is, and I said this in last week's video, you did stand up and you did stand in your shit and say, look, this is how I felt and this is what was said. My only problem is you try to act like you were being so angelic. You was talking, everybody at that table was talking shit about that not being Sherrod's apartment. Y'all kikied about it, y'all gossiped about it, which is what people do. Here's the thing, we all do it. If I was sitting at that table, I probably would have laughed about it too. I ain't know Sherrod. I had just met him just like everybody else. So you want to tell me, oh, he rented an apartment? I would have laughed and I would have joked too. Here's the problem. Sherrod and Milan spent time together outside of, like, when they went to Fashion Week and stuff like that. And they got to know each other and they became cordial. I think friends is a strong word, but they became cordial. So when you threw the information out at the party, you expected a different reaction from Sherrod. You expected Sherrod to kind of turn around and have an attitude or have an issue or some beef with Milan, and when you didn't get that reaction, then you were upset, which of course caused this whole train reaction. Milan, on the flip side, when Sherrod didn't go off, he felt empowered. Now, here's where you made your mistake, Corday. You made your mistake because you ad-libbed the whole homeless piece. That part was unnecessary. But I understand why Corday might have been upset. Like, I really do. My only problem is the argument just went on for too long, because at a certain point y'all ain't saying nothing new. And again, I have a problem with the other people who were in the room who were at that event, and that is Zafar was there. I want to say Charlie was there. That might have been, and Tramel. Yeah, Tramel, I believe. All of y'all should have spoken up and spoke on what happened. But y'all let them just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And again, I really feel like Corday expected a different reaction from Sherrod. Now, Corday, you making it seem like you had Sherrod back and you were this angelic saint person. It ain't go down quite like that. However, you weren't the only one there talking shit. All of y'all was in there laughing and kikiing about it. But that's all I got to say about that whole argument. That it just went on too fucking long. Tramel, I'm disappointed in you, because this whole season I felt like you were trying to stay on a certain level, and I think now you were just like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna be messy and I'm just gonna let the mess go and just unleash the mess. But again, this been going on for 3 months. I ain't mad at you. Okay, now Corday, couple of things. You sliding into Sherrod's DMs. Again, I ain't mad at you. You saw something online. You thought there was something you wanted to try. You slid in his DMs. You shot your shot. Whatever happened or didn't happen is whatever happened or didn't happen. Sherrod brought it up because y'all were in the midst of an argument. And Sherrod, you threw a couple of jabs at Sherrod. So Sherrod was like, oh, really? That's how you feel? Oh, I'm just doing porn. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I'm that. Oh, you don't know me like that? Oh, for real? Well, let me just go to my DMs and scroll through and let everybody know that she was trying to get a little piece of this porn star. That's where that came from, I believe. Like, you, and I believe you got mad that Sherrod threw it out there, that Sherrod let everybody know what the deal was, but I don't think Sherrod would have thrown that out there had you not thrown those jabs at him that you threw. Then after all that, then you want to start throwing jabs about STDs and going to the clinic and he must be dirty, but you wanted to fuck him. You wasn't concerned about him being dirty when you slid in his DMs. Like, come on, man. Again, just be like, yep, I saw something I liked and I went for it. Which is what you did in the argument. You absolutely did do that in the argument. You were like, look, I saw something. I saw him. I saw his whatever, and I liked it. I wanted to try it, and I shot my shot. But in your confessional is where you hit below the belt and you got real nasty. And you ain't had to go there. You didn't have to go there. True Fine again had me fucking cracking up this whole episode because he was just like, look, I did not come here for this. Y'all blowing my high. Like, True Fine, it's like, I just want to sit here in my Gucci and sip on my drink and smoke on my smoke and have a good and get back on that pole. That's it. Corday, Charlie, and Tremel went into the bathroom. First of all, that looked like a big ass bathroom. All three of them looked like they were very comfortable in that bathroom. So shout out to Safar for having a big bathroom. I don't know, but they were really talking, and Corday was angry. And again, Corday was angry because he didn't understand why Sherrod was taking up for Milan when Milan was the one talking all that shit. He also was like, everybody else was in the room, but nobody else is speaking up. Nobody else is saying anything. And I got you. I'm with you on that one. Corday, somebody else should have spoke up, and at least somebody else, because Milan was trying to downplay it, I think, that it really wasn't that serious, because the thing is, Milan did not say anything about him being homeless, but that conversation went on for a minute. Like, it wasn't just no, oh yeah, so you know that's not Sherrod's apartment, and left it alone. Like, y'all had a conversation about it, like everybody at the table. So again, I feel like the other people who were there should have said something. I already talked about the DMs. This episode, I apologize for this episode taking me, the review. Part of the reason why this review took so long is because I wanted to look at it again. I wanted to look at the episode again because I felt like maybe I missed something or I needed to say something. And I didn't have time to look at it again until today. And so that's why the episode is so late. I watched it earlier in the week, but there's a fly in here. I watched it earlier in the week, but I just felt like I was missing something. But then when I went back and looked at it today, I really didn't miss a lot. I could have done the review. Also, something Charlie Exile said that I thought was interesting. And again, this is something that someone who's outside of the LGBTQ plus community may not be aware of. But he was brought up a point about bottom shaming. And he was saying, you know, a lot of times people throw jabs or they bottom shame just same way women get shamed. Like, it's okay for a man to be out here doing whatever he do and he can be a hoe, but the minute a woman does it, it's that double standard, and a woman, then all of a sudden she's a hoe or she's this or she's that. And he said that a lot of times in the gay community, bottoms sort of get treated that way. They get treated like the woman, and he felt like that's what Corday was doing to Sherrod, that he was sort of bottom shaming Sherrod and making it seem like, you know, because he, I guess, assuming that he's a top, you know, that people are lesser than. And Corday did make a couple, like I said, he did throw some shots out there. He hit below the belt a few times. And I feel like that's the same thing Hakeem did. Hakeem made a lot of comments like, because he's a top and, you know, because I don't take it up the ass and all this other stuff that he was saying. Like, it was some very, very nasty stuff that, now Corday wasn't as nasty as Hakeem was, but there were some very nasty things that Hakeem said in that realm. So I understood where Charlie was coming from, and he felt like that's what Corday was doing to Sherrod. And again, I just, y'all, oh Lord. So that was the end of that scene. Everybody went home. Nothing was really resolved. Well, no, I think a lot was resolved. I think what was resolved is that Milan and Corday don't fuck with each other. I think what was resolved is that Sherrod heard what was going on behind his back. Now, however he chooses to deal with it, like, you can't make somebody be mad. You know, Corday, I understand where you coming from, but you can't make Sherrod be mad. Just because you mad or you think he should be mad at Milan, you can't make him be mad at Milan. And I think that's kind of what was going on with that. So Charlie and Milana Charlie and Milana in the studio, and Charlie's talking about, excuse me, y'all, how he got booked at Paris Pride and how he, had the opportunity to go over to Paris and all these things. And it was a great conversation. We found out Milan is an artist and that he's working in the studio. Now, I kind of knew this already because I saw his interview on Ty Couture TV. Shout out Ty Couture. But this is the first time it's kind of come up, I think, on the show, if I remember. And he's saying how he's working on his EP. And, that's another reason why, he was like, Corday want to act like he got it going on and he got all this happening. But, other people are working on stuff too. Like, okay, you on iTunes. I'm not ready to be on iTunes yet. Like, it's and I think that, again, I do think that came off from Corday. I think Corday is very arrogant. He is very, I got it going on and I know this and I got that. It's a thin line between confidence and arrogance, and I just think Corday crosses the line. He's very confident, and I think it crosses over into arrogance. And Charlie Exile sort of said the same thing. Charlie was like, we don't need to be putting each other down because we're all hustling. We're just at different parts of our hustle. Like, we're just at different phases of our hustle, but all of us are working on something. All of us have a dream. All of us are hustling. And he just, felt like, why is Corday putting other people down because they're not where he is or where he perceives himself to be? Because, hell, ain't none of y'all headlining tours. So everybody's working. Everybody's hustling. Everybody's trying to get to that next level, Then we see Corday and Tramiel at the gym. Corday gets ready to show Tramiel some DMs, and that's where the episode ends. So I guess it said to be continued. So I guess next week we're going to pick up on what Corday got in his phone. Maybe it contradicts what Sherrod was saying or something like that. I don't know. But that is where we are, ladies and gentlemen. I really need to know how many more episodes of this season are left. I'm going to send a tweet to the producer because I'm just curious. But, okay, y'all let me know. But it must be coming up soon because they were talking about the reunion. Somebody was talking about the reunion coming up. Because I think somebody said they weren't coming. I'm not going to get into that. Somebody said they weren't coming to the reunion. So, we must be getting to the end because they're talking about reunion and stuff. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm sorry this review was late. And I'm sorry it wasn't that detailed. This episode just didn't give me a lot. It really didn't. I just felt like everything they showed in this episode, they could have showed last week if they had edited that argument down. Because at a certain point, it was just the same shit. We were just talking about the same thing. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Maybe y'all disagree. Talk to you later.